In this module, we will learn about molecular term symbols and selection rules for diatomic molecules. The learning outcomes of this module are: we shall learn about first the electronic structure of diatomic molecules, and then about the molecular term symbols, and finally, we will learn about the selection rules for electronic transitions. Coming to the introduction, before we discuss the electronic structure of diatomic molecules, let us recapitulate our study of the quantum mechanical treatment of the hydrogen molecule ion H2 plus. You will recall that this is the only one electron system that can be treated exactly using quantum mechanics. Because it has only one electron, so it is amenable to quantum mechanical treatment. However, this treatment uses elliptical coordinates which are very difficult to solve. Instead, we use one of the approximation methods, the valence bond BB method or the molecular orbital or MO method, which we also continue using for the other molecular systems. Here we use the molecular orbital method, which is based on the linear combination of atomic orbitals, also called LCAO, to obtain the molecular orbitals. So, we first discussed briefly the results obtained for H2 plus and then extend whatever we have learned to other molecules. The next topic is hydrogen molecule ion and how we use the MO method. In the MO treatment, we construct linear combinations of atomic orbitals involved in bond formation. In this case, you have the 1s orbital of each hydrogen atom that participates, and these are the only two orbitals which are involved in forming the linear combination. Let us label the two hydrogens as A and B. The linear combinations can be Ca psi A plus Cb psi B. Here Ca and Cb are the coefficients of the two molecular orbitals, and psi A and psi B are the wave functions for the 1s orbitals on hydrogen atom A and B respectively. Since we started with two atomic orbitals, we will get two molecular orbitals because of the conservation of orbitals, and in figure shown how the bonding of the two hydrogen atoms occurs. There is an atom A, there is an atom B, both are hydrogen atoms, but we have labeled them. We now use group theory to obtain these linear combinations. Now, all homonuclear diatomic molecules, as you know, belong to the D infinity H molecular point group, and which has the elements E, the identity operation, C infinity, rotation by any angle by the along the bond axis. Then there are an infinite number of vertical planes passing through the C infinity axis. Then you have the center of symmetry I, then the improper rotation S infinity, and then you have an infinite number of C2 axes. We find that the two atoms remain unshifted under the first three operations, that is, if you do an identity operation, nothing happens. If you rotate it along the bond axis, appearance is the same, and if you reflect it through the infinite planes which pass through the molecular axis, again the appearance remains the same. However, in the other three operations, that is in I, the center of inversion, the improper axis and the C2 axis, they exchange positions. Atom A goes to the position of atom B and B goes to the position of atom A. Therefore, the character is 2 for the first three and 0 for the last three. Inspection of the character table shows that if you reduce it, it comes to sigma G plus plus sigma U plus. Now, this is an infinite group and usual methods do not work. So, we have just done an inspection to see that one is sigma U plus and the other one is sigma G plus. The two linear combinations are obtained by using the method of projection operators that we have already been using in infrared spectroscopy, and that is one of the orbitals which is of sigma G symmetry will have sigma A plus sigma B as the linear combination. The other one, which is sigma U orbital, will be sigma psi A minus psi B. Now, you will notice that instead of capital sigma, I have used small sigmas here, and the reason is that when we label the molecular orbitals, we label them with small or lower case letters, and when we write down the state of a molecule, we write the uppercase letters. So, we have used lower case symbols here because it is customary to label molecular orbitals with small Greek letters and molecular states with capital Greek symbols, as I just told you. The first is a bonding orbital, since when we square the wave function, what we obtain is psi plus, we have written here because it is a plus linear combination, and the square of this wave function is psi a plus psi b square, which gives you psi a square plus 2 psi a into psi b plus psi b square. And you see that the sign is positive before the psi a psi b term, which means that there is an accumulation of electron density in the region between the two nuclei, as the middle overlap term has a positive sign. This is called a bonding orbital, while the lower molecular orbital, the minus combination, is an anti-bonding orbital, and we have shown these in figure. The bonding molecular orbital is a bound state, because the energy will be lower than the energy of the individual hydrogen atoms, and it has an energy minimum, but the anti-bonding molecular orbital is an unbound state, and an electron in this orbital spontaneously dissociates. Now, you can see it leads to molecular dissociation. The two atoms will separate out, and the lower one is the bonding molecular orbital and the upper one is the anti-bonding molecular orbital, where you see that the positive and negative lobes, the signs are opposite, and here there is an accumulation of electron density in the region between the two hydrogen atoms. So, figure shows the variation of energy with internuclear distance for the bonding and anti-bonding orbitals. In a similar way, we can combine atomic orbitals of the same energy and symmetry to get the energy level diagram shown in figure for homonuclear diatomic molecules of the second period. In hydrogen, we needed only the 1s orbitals, but when you go to the second period, you will have the 1s and 2s orbitals, and also the empty 2p orbitals, which can be combined, and you find that there will be a number of states which are generated, and as in the case of atomic states, we start filling electrons into orbitals using the Aufbau principle. But for hydrogen, you have only 2 electrons, and both of these occupy the 1 sigma g orbital, and the electron configuration can be written as 1 sigma g twice. Besides the sigma g and sigma u orbitals, you note that there will be sigma pi g and pi u orbitals also. The orbitals are labeled according to the angular momentum, denoted by the lambda quantum numbers. This is analogous to the L quantum number that you came across in atomic states, and but in that case you had 2L plus 1 possible values of the components, the ML values. Here there are only 2 components for each value of lambda, except for lambda is equal to 0, which is only one component as we have shown here. If lambda is equal to 0, we call it a sigma, a capital sigma. The components, there is only one component and that is 0. If the lambda value is equal to 1, the angular momentum quantum number is equal to 1, we designate it as a pi orbital, and the components can be plus 1 and minus 1, not 0. So, there are only 2 components. Similarly, for delta, the lambda is equal to 2, and then you have plus and minus 2 values, and similarly you have for lambda is equal to 3, it is a 5 state with components plus minus 3. So, every state except the one for which lambda is equal to 0 has 2 possible values, plus or minus lambda, and so the degeneracy is 2, except for lambda is equal to 0, where the degeneracy is equal to 1. So, you can note in figure there is a change in the energy order after dinitrogen, where the total number of electrons is equal to 14. Up to nitrogen, sp mixing can occur, which raises the sigma level above the pi level. As in the case of atomic spectroscopy, it is very difficult, cumbersome to write the electron configuration. So, we use the molecular state symbols, which can provide all the information that is needed. Now, this is figure which shows the molecular orbital energy level diagrams for the diatomic molecules of the second row elements, and you find that up till nitrogen, the blue ones, you find that the energy order is different for oxygen and fluorine, where no sp mixing occurs. So, now we discuss the molecular term symbols. As in the atomic term symbols, 2s plus 1 Lj, if you remember, was what we used to designate the states as. We write the analogous term symbol for molecular states with the corresponding Greek symbol similarly as 2 sigma plus 1 capital lambda and phi. In order to avoid confusion with the molecular term symbol, we continue using S for the spin quantum number instead of sigma, because as you have seen, sigma is also a state symbol. Also, in the case of homonuclear diatomic molecules, instead of the total angular momentum, quantum number phi, we usually write the parity G or U as the case may be, because you know that homonuclear diatomic molecules have a center of symmetry. So, we will first discuss the homonuclear diatomic molecules. We will take up some examples of homonuclear diatomic molecules. Just as for atomic orbitals, the filled molecular orbitals do not contribute to the angular momentum, and the molecular state with all filled molecular orbitals will be a singlet state. It will be the totally symmetric state, that means it will be 1 sigma G plus, singlet sigma G plus G, because it is totally symmetric. This means that except boron B2 and dioxygen O2, all atoms have this ground state because they have closed shell systems, all the molecular orbitals are completely filled. But when we come to boron, you find that the electron configuration is the filled orbitals followed by 1 pi u, and 2 electrons are there in the pi u orbital. Now, you know that pi has a degeneracy of 2, that means you can it can accommodate up to 4 electrons, but here there are only 2 electrons. We do not consider the inner filled orbitals for finding the state, because they will contribute 0 orbital and 0 spin angular momenta. Let us consider the possible arrangements of the 2 electrons, keeping Pauli exclusion principle in mind. So, let us see, you can have both the electrons in the +1 state, or one can be in one state, one can be in the other state, or they can have opposite spins, they can have the same spins. So, you see these are all the possibilities that are there. Now, when you come to row 1, you find that the total value of m lambda is equal to +2, because both the electrons are in the +1 state, and the ms value is equal to 0, because they are of opposite spins. So, plus half and minus half cancels. Similarly, in the second row you find that one is in the +1 state and the other one is in the -1 state. So, the m lambda value is equal to 0, but because the spins are parallel, ms is equal to 1, and so on. The third one will have both 0 values, fourth again 0 values, fifth will have 1 0 and 1 -1, and sixth will have -2 and 0. So, the first row has m lambda is equal to 2 and ms is equal to 0, therefore, it belongs to a singlet delta state. Its other component is in row 6, the second row has ml is equal to 0 and ms is equal to 1, and therefore, belongs to a triplet sigma state, because ms is equal to 1. Its two other components, if it is a triplet state, it will have 3 components. So, the other 2 components are in rows 3 and 5, leaving row 6 with both m lambda and ms equal to 0, and hence this is also a sigma state, but it is a singlet. We also know that triplet states have symmetric spin components and antisymmetric spatial components. So, the triplet state is 3 sigma minus and the singlet state is 1 sigma plus. Finally, both electrons are in u orbitals. So, the final state will be obtained by u multiplied by u, which is equal to g. So, we finally have 3 states arising from this configuration, and these are 1 delta g, 3 sigma g minus and 1 sigma g plus. Arranged in order of increasing energy according to Hund's rules, these will be, the triplet state will be lowest in energy. So, 3 sigma g minus will be the lowest in energy. Then out of the singlet delta g and sigma g plus state, the one with the higher value of m lambda, which is delta state, will have the lower energy, and the sigma g plus state will have the highest energy. So, the energy order is 3 sigma g minus is less than 1 delta g is less than 1 sigma g plus. The only difference is in the case of oxygen is that here both unpaired electrons are in pi g orbitals, but since the product of 2 g states is also g, g into g is also g, just like you obtained u into u is equal to g for boron, overall states will be the same as those for B2. Now, we come to heteronuclear diatomic molecules, and for heteronuclear diatomic molecules the procedure will remain the same, but you must keep the following points in mind. The first is that the 2 participating orbitals do not have the same energy. The more electronegative atom has lower energy levels. When 2 orbitals of the same symmetry of the 2 atoms combine, the lower of the 2 goes down in energy and the upper one gets raised in energy. In other words, the lower energy level, that is the bonding level, will have more character of the more electronegative element, and the anti-bonding orbital will have more of the higher energy orbital, and that is the less electronegative element. The energy scheme is the same as for the corresponding isoelectronic diatomic molecule, that is CO with 14 electrons will have the same energy level diagram as nitrogen, and up to 14 electrons the scheme of nitrogen is followed, but beyond that the scheme of oxygen is followed, that is NO, which has 15 electrons, will have an energy level which is similar to that of O2, and here there is no center of symmetry. So, the point group is C infinity V, and there is no G or U notation because there is no center of symmetry, and instead of writing G or U we may write down the value of phi, as you know, which is the equivalent of J for atomic states, and we may write this as a subscript. So, as an example we will take up the term symbol for nitric oxide. The MO diagram for NO is like this. You have the 2s, we are ignoring the 1s electrons because they form the core and they do not contribute to the bonding. The 2s electrons, and out of nitrogen and oxygen you find that nitrogen is less electronegative. So, its orbitals are slightly higher in energy as compared to oxygen. The 2s orbitals combine to give a sigma 2s and an anti-bonding sigma 2s, and similarly the 2 p orbitals will combine, 2 of them will combine along the bond axis to give sigma orbitals and the anti-bonding orbitals, and the pi orbitals will be formed by lateral overlap, and their corresponding anti-bonding orbitals will also be there. And if you count the number of electrons, there are leaving the 1s electrons, there are 5 electrons in nitrogen and 6 in oxygen. So, you have to fill 11 electrons, 4, 5, 6, 4, 10, and 1 electron is left in the pi star orbital, the antibonding pi orbital. So, besides the 4 core electrons, there are 11 more electrons. The levels up to pi 2p are completely filled and do not contribute to the angular momentum, leaving pi 2p star the antibonding orbital with 1 electron. Therefore, the term symbol is simply 2 pi. The possible values of phi are 1 plus half, as you know, lambda plus sigma and lambda minus sigma. So, 1 plus half and 1 minus half, which makes it 3 by 2 and 1 by 2. So, the possible states are 2 pi half and 2 pi 3 by 2, and the ground state is 2 pi half because this state is less than half filled. There can be a total of 4 electrons, but you have only 1 electron. So, now we come to the selection rules. There are 5 quantities that we have come across, and these have to be considered, and so there are 5 selection rules. The selection rule for change in the spin quantum number is the same as that in the atomic spectroscopy, that is delta S is equal to 0, and for the same reason. The second concerns the orbital angular momentum, and the selection rule is delta lambda can be 0 or plus minus 1. And why is this? Conservation of angular momentum requires that the angular momentum must change by 1 unit. So, for delta lambda is equal to 0, the rotational quantum number changes, that means delta j is equal to plus minus 1 in order to conserve the angular momentum. For delta lambda is equal to plus minus 1, the allowed rotational transitions are delta j is equal to 0 also becomes possible. So, they are delta j is equal to 0 plus minus 1. The third is the total angular momentum must change as delta phi is equal to 0 plus minus 1, but phi is equal to 0 transition is not permitted in order to conserve angular momentum as in atomic spectroscopy. The fourth concerns the reflection symmetry, that is plus or minus, which must not change. That means plus to plus is allowed and minus to minus is allowed, but plus to minus or minus to plus is not allowed. This particular reflection symmetry is only present in sigma states, so it only applies to sigma states. And the final selection rule is about the parity, which must change, that is G can go to U or U can go to G, but G cannot go to G and U cannot go to U. So, finally, a summary. The electronic configuration of molecules can be written similar to that of atomic configurations. In a similar way, the molecular term symbols can also be derived. Up to nitrogen N2, sp interaction causes the energy level ordering to be different compared to the rest of the diatomics. The molecular term symbols give a concise representation of the various angular momenta in the molecule. The selection rules do not allow transitions between states of the same parity and different multiplicity or reflection symmetry. And finally, the orbital angular momentum selection rule is lambda is equal to 0 or plus minus 1.